Welcome to your favorite show ever, Fregz at Home, with your absolute favorite chef, Chef Fregz. I'm the smokiest, the most delicious, the most scrumptious chef alive. Argue with your chef. Welcome, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. And if you're new here, you're very welcome. This is Fregz at Home, where life is good with LG, where I show you the tricks, the tips, and just generally make you a better cook in your home. Basically, cook like Chef Fregz, but in your house. Oh, hold up. Come close. Come. Subscribe. Have you done that? Or you've not? But you're not a wicked person. Go ahead, subscribe. Like. Hit the bell button. Thank you very much. I love you. Mwah, mwah. Round of applause for you. Now, come back again. Now, you see the recipe I'm going to cook for you today. Hey, God. Let me tell you, that's what Esau used to deceive his brother to collect the birthright, all right? So without further ado, this is my Banga, my plantain pottage that is sure to stop any nonsense in your life, ensuring deliciousness, and it's just an awesome recipe. So come with me. So I'm going to get my pot heating. I'm using quite a big cast iron pot here. And I'm just going to pour in like 2 tablespoons of palm oil, all right? We don't need a lot of palm oil for this recipe. I have some chicken thighs. I've just cut them into small pieces. There are 3 large ones. We have about 12 plus pieces of chicken. I'm using the thighs with the bone in. So we're going to brown off this chicken and season the chicken in the pan. This technique of seasoning chicken in a pan is when you don't have time and you need to develop flavor. So you start by searing off the chicken, browning it, it's introducing flavor, all right? Then we are going to hit it with some seasoning real soon. But let's keep browning. So our chicken in the pan now is getting brown. I'm moving it around. It's not quite ready because it's not lifting up easy. So just leave it alone in the pan. And seasoning your chicken in the pan while it's hot is a good time saver, way to get in flavor into your meats when you don't have time. So the heat, the seasoning, the cooking time is going to allow the seasoning get into the chicken. So pro tip for you. Now most of the chicken has browned, and I'm just going to go ahead with the adobo seasoning, white pepper, and Cameroon pepper. I'm going to change my spoon of choice and get all these bits kind of stuck in the middle. We are going to toss in the onions. We're going to go in with yellow Scotch bonnet. This is the one I find works very well with Banga. If you don't, just put a bit more Cameroon pepper inside. Basically the same thing. Some tasache blended. Then I have here some, I've broken it, some uyayak. I like roasting it on an open fire, but today I'm not making that necessary because I'm going to kind of fry it with this base. I broke off a little bit. It's going to cook with the pottage and we'll take it out. This is Banga stick, and I'm going to put it at some point. I don't need to show you that. Just ask for Banga stick in any local store. It's really cheap, but it really does something really does add a lot of flavor to your food. So we're kind of making our base here. Getting ready for that Banga extract. Again, this is Banga soup meets your regular yam pottage, so let's not get alarmed. I'm going to leave this to cook for about a minute or 2. At a on a high heat, let it kind of dry down and let the flavors kind of marry a bit. While that's cooking, I'll tell you guys about the Banga paste I'm using. I'm using an all-natural pressed Banga puree, a palm nut kernel extract, if you may. Now, Fregz at Home, I'm about hacks, okay? Even me, I'm not that chef all the time. I want to do everything. I'm not going to go. It's stress. Boiling it, squeezing it. I found a very good brand. It's called Aquata Foods. I buy it from my butcher store. They have a store called Dumchi, and we get it from them here in Lagos. So I'm just going to get that ready. We're not putting it now, but I just wanted to tell you guys, it's all natural, so no gunk or any processed stuff inside. So this is looking pretty decent. Now, unripe plantain, green plantains, these take a minute to cook, and I want them to really break down and release their starch. I have some dried fish, some dried herring, actually. Locally, it's called shower. Gonna pop that in. We have here dried stockfish powder. The stockfish powder has been roasted a bit to kill off the impurities, of course, and ground into a fine powder so that you can use to season your food. This is really like dried cod. So the next time you're eating cod at a fancy restaurant, know that that's what your stockfish is made from. Then I have some uda. Uda is a black pepper, a local type black pepper. It's called uda, and I have about a teaspoon because it's really strong and it's one of the makings of your pepper soup and banga seasoning. I have some banga seasoning that I buy from a local supermarket that I just like. So find the banga seasoning blend. It's made up of different spices and it's like a curry powder. It varies from each house to each house in, I don't know, India, for example. You know, so, but this one is a good, really nice roasted blend. I'm doing about 2 tablespoons of that. Then I have crayfish powder and fish powder. Now, this is like a smoked catfish powder, and this is regular crayfish. This one, actually, honestly, when we buy from the market, we toast and powder ourselves the crayfish, that is. I get this crayfish, like the fish powder already done, and it's really brilliant. So we have quite the fish flavor. Don't worry, we're not forgetting seasoning. We have a healthy pinch of salt. Now, don't be afraid that I'm salting it maybe a bit too much. First of all, I use sea salt in our cooking here. No like table stuff here, please. All right. Now I have my yam that has been soaking in water. I'm going to pop that in. Please, you don't need to be fancy like me and cut it into really nice cubes. Go with your flow. I'm not going to toss this water just yet. I may need it, I may not. Banga stick goes in now. And I have here that heated up. I have some prawn stock. Now, all I did was just take some onions, some oyayak breakings, and the shells, some rosemary, just what I found in my kitchen. But it's really the juice you want to extract from the shells of the prawns. But before I add that to the dish, I'm just going to put a teaspoon here of dried chili flakes, an extra kick. So we put our chilies. We're going to go in with the banga paste, the real star of the show. Straight from the sack inside, you don't need to do anything. It is pure goodness. It is very hygienic. I've tried this brand lots of times. But please, by all means, do yours if you want to, if you have in your freezer. So the banga stick, the banga puree has gone in, and I'm just going to toss this around. I wish you guys could smell this. It's amazing already. I'm going to finish this up with some scent leaves. If you live in the part of the world where you can't get that, I recommend Thai basil, maximum regular basil, but you want the basil that is really like sharp or something super fragrant, okay? All right, I'm just going to grab some of this stock. You can use chicken stock if you must, but prawn stock for flavor. Just gonna fill that up to the top. Tiny wincy bit of sugar, just a tiny. It goes a very, very long way. If you're asking Chef Fregz, if I don't like banga, can I just cook this with palm oil and my regular pepper mix? Of course you can. Can I use goat meat? Of course you can. Goat meat is even really, really, really good. But I didn't add goat meat today because I'm going to add some smoked guinea fowl, which is going to come in last with some of this shrimp. So we're just going to hold on. All we're going to do now is taste. The broth should be a little bit salty. Don't be worried because you have that yam and that plantain to absorb it, okay? It's spicy though. I'm going to go with 1, maybe 2. Healthy. Last season, I'm going to put in, or last flavoring agent, add the Beletian leaves. Essential in banga, like essential. Get that in. And this is a fresh batch. It hasn't turned black or anything, so it's good. If you can't get this, don't bother. Maybe a bit of lemongrass, dried lemongrass to be nice here, especially the leaves, if you don't have. I'm tempted to say oregano, but they're just not quite the same thing. So no to oregano. So dried lemongrass, or maybe just a bit of fresh lemongrass, maybe. Because lemongrass and pepper soup ingredients are friends. So I think the liquid is okay, but I'm just going to be stubborn and add some more. So one more taste, just to be sure. The recipe I have for you guys, if you follow it word for word, you should really get a delicious thing. Now we're laughing, like we're really laughing. It tastes like Banga soup, but it's going to have yam already inside. The chicken. We're going to leave this to cook for about 15-20 minutes, or just till the yam starts to break down and it starts to porridge. I would recommend that since it's already on a high boil, you take it out to a lower flame so that it cooks gently at a simmer, not at a rough boil. All right. So while that's happening, we're going to clear up and I'm going to prep the guinea fowl. So I kind of lied or didn't tell you the complete truth. We need to add one more ingredient from my InstaView. All right. You know the deal. You knock twice. You see what's inside. So on this channel, you're going to see coconut milk a lot, okay? And anybody that is screaming sacrilege right now, too bad for you. You're missing out on goodness and mercy that is deciding to follow you via my channel. Just look at that. So let's begin with the coconut milk. Now the coconut milk brings an unctuousness, brings a silky, just velvety richness and depth to this dish that you don't even realize that you need. So I have here, next to my uyayak, some guinea fowl that has been smoked that I buy from a local supermarket around. So sometimes building flavor in your kitchen requires the help of other people who have already done it for you. You eat out all the time, so don't be super self-righteous and say, oh, Chef Fregz, you didn't make it by yourself. We'll cook guinea fowl by ourselves. But you know how you just get like really nice smoked meat? That is what we are going to do. So I'm just literally going to break it up. It's already ready, and honestly, I'm really, really trying hard not to. Okay, I ate the neck before I shot this. I did. And I almost ate the whole thing. So I'm just going to tear it up. I just want it to be little surprises in the pottage. Check on your pottage midway through and just stir it from underneath to ensure nothing is sticking, nothing is burning. And start that agitation. How am I holding this? And start that agitation process to allow your yam start to break down. You honestly can also make this broth ready for rice, and you have the most delicious Banga rice that has a bit of coconut, so it's actually a really versatile base. And however inventive you get, please don't be afraid to tell me in the comment section or hit me up on Instagram with video evidence and a plate sent to my house. So let's reveal. This has had about a little over 20 minutes. Please, when you're cooking, don't allow the sides go to waste whatsoever. Scrape it down all in. So we're getting there. Please, by all means, do what I'm going to do now. I'm going to get a bit of the yam and just have to break it up. But I like I'm someone that likes it really, really mushy. I don't like when they say they are giving you pottage and the thing is just sitting there, yam. It has to be soupy. So just to help with the breakdown, break it up. I promise you, this is one of the most delicious things you would ever make. If you're not familiar with Banga soup, this is how to get familiar, and it's super rewarding. All right, we've broken it down. So we have some thick pieces, we have some runny pieces, we have some firm pieces. Like this yam just looks too firm for me. Victor, I'm going to break it up a little bit. So just gonna pop in this. And I'm going to pop in the shrimp too. So if somebody is saying, Chef Fregz, this is a rich pot of pottage. So you don't need to go this ham and you don't need to go this special. You can stop at the chicken and it's great. Or you can just do smoked, like maybe the smoked guinea fowl running through. When I created this recipe, there were some snails inside. I've decided not to use snails today. So again, it's really up to you. But I like the combination of the seafood, the chicken, then the smoked guinea fowl gives it serious depth. So I'm just going to get some water in there because it's gotten super viscous. Remember, the guinea fowl is cooked all the way. It's been smoked. So ask your butcher or whoever you're buying from. This particular one has been smoked like thoroughly. So let that warm through for another 5 minutes so the guinea fowl is all hot. Okay, so this is almost done. This is done actually, pretty much. I'm just gonna grab some scissors. I'm gonna turn off the heat. This is some beautiful efirin. It's in the oregano family, I've learned. And it's really, it has like this really strong, I think like it's super fragrant, like, but spicier and has like a sweet note of kind of like lemon or lemon rind to it, or fennel, for someone who's not Nigerian. But this is also reminiscent of like, sort of like Thai basil meets lemongrass, but like super like licorice, you know, in anisey flavor. So I'm just gonna scrunch it up together. It's quite a tough leaf. And for me, there's almost never too much. I could put it all in like that, but just let's slice that up. So scrunching it up is kind of the French technique called chiffonade, which is to basically roll it up and cut it evenly. Kind of relying on the strength in numbers so that it doesn't go black. Because if you try to chop this up on its own, it will go black on you. So that's why they roll it up even in the market and slice. That's the chiffonade. Those women that are with ugu, low-key a French technique. So don't say that you don't say Nigerian cuisine isn't bomb. The smell of that efirin in here was just awesome. I'm reserving some for garnish. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the richest pottage you're ever going to eat in your life, till I cook the next one. So the thing I love about this thing is there's no, oh, did I get meat? Did I not get meat? You will get meat. Can you? It wake me or shock me. So let me get some smoked chicken for sure. That's a wing. Let me get some chicken wing in there. More chicken wing. Get some of that shrimp. And some of the sauce. The best part is the sauce at the bottom. Just look at that. And for the final touch, just a few more scatterings of efirin. Again, you can use basil, Cuban oregano, if you don't have. So I'm just gonna do it from a height so that everything just is beautiful. You can do this on a board, but I don't want to wash up. And there we have it. This is the most delicious, the most luxurious pottage you've ever seen. And I'm about to taste till you make it in your life. So you guys, I'm not trying to gas you at Fregz at home here. I help you build flavor and it's good, so I'm gonna try. The truth is, I want to off this shirt and release myself of all form of home training because of you people. Sit down with Netflix and chill with this food personally and eat it anyhow, anyway. This is the kind of food you don't share. You cook it in secret, you put it in your freezer in secret, and that's the end. This is scrumptious. Guys, this is what you're making for when God prepares a table before your enemies. Your enemies must know that you're enjoying this life because Fregz was sent to you. You subscribe to the channel and you learn this thing. Honestly speaking, I'm begging you, make this recipe, let me know in the comment section, come to Instagram and shout, stay on YouTube and spread the gospel that Fregz at home is where life is good with LG, where you've learned to be a better cook. And they should subscribe and they should come and taste and see what the Lord is. They should come and taste and see what the Fregz is cooking, okay? Don't allow your nose to torture you too much. Go and cook your own recipe, because me, I'm going to lose my own training with this delicious plate of food. You can see me in the next episode. Don't forget to subscribe, Sha. Peace.